doesn't change. What we're doing may, the plan may change. First thing that's changing is one, I'm doing this on all over the place. So my lives up to this point have been mostly on Facebook, and I am now actually moving to doing them everywhere. So right now we're live on YouTube. We're live on my Facebook group. Good morning, Jason. We're live on Instagram, and we're live somewhere else. Twitter. We're live on Twitter too. So we're live all over the place. So wherever you're coming from, if you have a question about health and fitness, nutrition, exercise, like mindset, lifestyle, habits, anything, like just shoot it. Let's go. Okay. That's the first thing that's different. We're everywhere right now. Second thing, these may change from mornings to evenings. Natalie, what are you doing? You're supposed to be sleeping right now. These may change from mornings to evenings. I have some schedule changes that are coming up. If you guys don't know, I have a past career in IT. I've done systems engineering, architecture, project management, all sorts of different things. And I actually just accepted a position at a company recently where I'll be going back to work, a 9 to 5, doing program management for an IT company. So I'm super excited about that. Get back into something that I do enjoy doing, have that regular income and things like that. So I can really focus on doing what I want to do here to make sure that, hi, Michelle, to make sure that what I'm offering you guys and the content I'm putting out is good quality stuff. And I'm more concerned with making sure you guys get what you need than I am paying my bills. That's just how that works. So I can focus on that, but that means some things are going to change. One of those things that's changing is that most of my stuff, my appointments, most of the content creation that I do, this kind of stuff, live videos, etc., are going to be all evening stuff because I'll be at work in the morning. That's first thing. So just understand that stuff's changing. Nothing's going to change as far as how much content I'm putting out, how available I am for any of my coaching clients, all of my challengers, anybody that's in my Facebook group. You guys are still a priority, and I want to make sure that you're getting everything that you absolutely need. Okay. That being said, one of the ways I'm going to be doing that is I'm going to be asking for some help. So I have asked the wonderful Michelle Hall if she would help me moderate the groups on Facebook, make sure that you guys are engaged, and assist in answering questions, giving you guys resources to use, things like that. So Michelle has been going through the Primal Coach certifications. I think she's just about to finish up her level 2, which is super cool. Primal, if you're not familiar with Primal Health Coaching, it is one of the best well-rounded coaching programs. It's not just fitness, nutrition, and understanding how the science is of all those aspects of health, but also very good on the coaching aspect and how to actually interact, coach, connect with people, and be a good coach. So she's finishing up all of that stuff, and then she's going to step into like an assistant coaching role with the stuff that we're doing here at Ultimate Ketogenic Fitness. So I'm very happy to have her. She's super awesome. She's been through my challenges a couple of times. She's been working in the program for a while now, and it's just super awesome for me to kind of have someone who's been in the system step up a little bit and help people who are in the system trying to make changes too. So I really appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you very much. So those are some of the big things that are changing. Awesome news today. Well, technically yesterday, the book, a lot faster than I expected. The book has been officially published again in Dutch in the Netherlands, right? So for many of you in the US, probably not a big deal, but for those people in the Netherlands who I've had a few people out there that have been really excited about the book. They feel like it could make a big impact out there. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to kind of push it out and get the book some exposure in the Netherlands. So keep your eyes out for that. I think it's super cool. Me personally, it's really kind of surreal to think that I wrote a book. Number one, I wrote a book that people have bought. The book came out in April, and we're just around 1,100 copies sold. So that's just, it's crazy to think that something that I put on paper is has enough impact that many people would be interested in buying it. And the feedback has been great. I've had everybody that's responded about the book has said how it's given them some information that they can use, and that's exactly what I want. It's even crazier to think that I wrote a book that's been published and translated into Spanish and is now available in Spanish in all Spanish markets. That I wrote a book that has now been translated into Dutch. It is now available in the Netherlands, and that people are interested and excited about getting it there. So that's just kind of crazy. I do have thoughts, and there is potential for going another direction with it, and that is Portuguese. If you know anybody that's interested in maybe looking at the book in Portuguese, or know anybody in a Portuguese speaking region who would like to talk to me about what we can do to get it in their region, please feel free to contact me and share that information. That would be fantastic. But it's just super cool. So if you know anybody in the Netherlands, if you know anybody that's Dutch speaking, if you're in the Netherlands, please get the book. It's going to be fantastic. Because also, the more people that get it and might get excited about it, maybe that means Matt and I can go to the Netherlands and do like events and conferences and stuff like that, which would be super cool. That'd be super cool. Okay. Let's see. Second thing. Let's see. Hold on. Do I have you? Hey, what's up, Andrea? I can look at viewers here. Okay, good. I'll make sure I get comments. If you have any questions or comments, please pop them in. Yes, Dina, we do love Michelle. She's freaking awesome. If you have questions, comments, things you want to talk about today, let me know. Otherwise, it's going to be me rambling for like 20 minutes. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, other things that are changing. This is back in my life. We are officially done with the Lion Diet. We did not make it all the way to the middle of February, but I'm not sad. Okay. Yes, Michelle, Keeping Us Keto on Instagram, guys, go follow Michelle if you haven't followed her already. Michelle is going to be helping us with, yes, I'm drinking coffee. This is coffee, and I like it. I also had eggs for dinner last night. I'm going to be doing the modified Lion Diet. No, we're kind of going back and trying out some things, seeing how things are going. Coffee's back in my life, and last night I added eggs. Next project, maybe a fitness journal for your workouts. Ooh, quitter joy. That's a good. Okay, Dina, shoot me a message on that when you can, because that's a really interesting idea. There's a ton of fitness journals out there, logbooks, that type of thing. The app that we run itself, you can log and put comments and things like that. But I'd like to know what your thought is, Dina, on what that could be and how we can maybe make that different than all the thousands of things that are out there already. You put it in the group, shoot me an email if you wouldn't mind, or a message on Facebook, something that I can not get lost. It's good to shake it up. Somebody asked a question. Hold on, we got here. Let me go back and find it. Chris, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. Chris will just say, question. Just started back with CrossFit after 12 years off. Woo, been bodybuilding style. Yep, okay. Any pro tips with carnivore lifestyle and CrossFit? Oh my goodness. Electrolytes is number one. Number two. Number one is if you're making a change, if you haven't been low or no carb, make sure you get adapted. That adaptation for CrossFit could take you, depending on where you're at, how metabolically flexible you are, et cetera, anywhere from a couple weeks to a few months. So just be patient with that. If you feel like it's taking you a long time to get back into it, which for you, because you're coming from bodybuilding into CrossFit, you're making that change back into it. If you're well adapted, then your adaptation, your process of getting back into CrossFit is just going to be the general adaptation of going from bodybuilding to CrossFit. It's going to take some time to build things back up. Not a big deal. If you're already fat adapted, electrolytes are going to be your key secret weapon. Okay. Get the book here. Let me show you this book. Everyone needs to buy. Anybody interested in physical activity needs to get this book. And you all need to tag Dr. D. Nicolantonio when you get it. Win, okay, by Dr. D. Nicolantonio, the same guy that wrote The Salt Fix. This is a fantastic book about the power of electrolytes and all sorts of different things, but it's primarily focused on sports performance. So he's got some recommendations in there. Yes, the intensity of the WODs is the killer change. It's the metabolic conditioning. It's just getting your body back used to doing that kind of work. Electrolytes will be your key if you're going carnivore. When I went carnivore, when I owned my CrossFit gym, it took me about 3 months to get adapted to see the changes in my workout. So I eventually got stronger. All my Metcon times improved. I didn't have any injuries. I wasn't sore. Everything completely got better. The removal of inflammation from the food that we eat is one of the biggest single factors in physical performance that we don't think about. We think about trying to do everything, get stronger, whatever. Our ability to recover and our ability to actually grow the way our body wants to grow without the extra work of inflammation makes things a lot better. So the electrolytes are great. In that book I just referenced, Win by Dr. D. Nicolantonio, he talks about the effect of sodium, the effect of electrolytes on blood volume, oxygenation, etc. And doing what I like to do is, so he recommends 3+ grams of sodium about an hour before a workout. I'm in the 1 to 2 extra. So I normally have like 2 elements in this giant thing, and I do 2 or 3 of these a day. When I'm going to work out, I'll either put some like Redmond's in my hand and shoot some, or I'll just take another glass of water and put some in there and drink that as well. So I do an extra 1 or 2 grams of sodium before my workout, and I get a pump. I have energy throughout all of my exercises. It's fantastic. So something there for you. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the issue with doing it in your coffee, if you don't, depends on how much you're doing, Chris. I personally don't like the taste of salty coffee. Is the Win book easy to understand? It is. It's pretty straightforward. He breaks things down. The way that this one is formatted, he basically breaks everything down and says how it all works and what to do, and then has all the references and gets into technical. So each chapter is kind of like 2 halves. So one half is more, here's how everything's working, understand this, and then here's all the references and all the sciencey stuff. So you can get the gist of and the recommendations and the things without having to get lost in all the details. Okay. Searching for an electrolyte without stevia. So yeah, wrapped in flavor, basically what you're looking for, get some like what is it called? The low salt potassium salt instead of the sodium salt, and then mix the 2 of those. Or just get some potassium. You get some magnesium, potassium, and sodium, and put them together, and you'll be fine. Yeah, I was gonna say the Keto Chow Daily Minerals. I think the Keto Chow has some unflavored options. That might be the best way to go. I think the stevia has an unflavored, or not stevia. I think Element has an unflavored version that doesn't have stevia. I don't like Ultima as much because I think it's got some stuff. If I remember correctly, Ultima has some stuff in there that I don't really like. Chris, a lot of people do chocolate element in their coffee. A lot of people do. And they have 3 different flavors. So they have chocolate, chocolate mint, and chocolate caramel. All 3 of them are great. If I was going to do something, and there have been times where I've taken it just to stay away from the saltiness, instead of doing like a whole element in my coffee, I do like half. So I get that flavor, but without the saltiness. Yeah, Erica, the Ultima stuff, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I have in the back of my mind that there was something about Ultima that I didn't really like. And it might not have been the ingredients as much. I think it might have been as I'm thinking about it, that it was their sodium is lower, the potassium is higher. So even if I did Ultima, I still needed something else to get my sodium up. It might have been the formulation of the electrolytes. So something to look at there. I like having a higher sodium than higher potassium. Great questions, guys. I love this. Appreciate it. Hey, it's Bronson. What's up? Hey, Joe and Rachel are on. Were you guys coming from YouTube? What's up, guys? Rachel loves chocolate in Element. The regular chocolate one, Joe, or the one of the flavored ones? Because the chocolate caramel, I gotta be honest with you guys, that's some banging stuff. That's some good stuff. All right, so that's what's going on with me, guys. Lion diet is over. Oh, you know what? I got to do. I'm planning at some point in time. I'm going to be doing just to know the next experiment that's coming up. Right. I got to do a blood test because of some blood work because I want to get my testosterone tested. The last time I did blood work, my testosterone was pretty good, pretty average for like a 25-year-old guy. But I want to see if I can pump it up a lot more. My goal for this year is to grow muscle, get big. I'm getting huge this year. That's my plan. And in order to do that, I need to get my testosterone up. So I'm going to be doing some experiment with some supplementation, with some macro changes. I'm going to be jamming the protein and doing some other things with exercise. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff as we go, but I'm going to be experimenting with some supplements. So I'm going to be experimenting with Tonkat Ali. I'm going to be experimenting with ashwagandha. And I think there's one other one I got to look up. There's 3 different supplements I'm going to be taking, as well as severely, okay, maybe not severely, majorly increasing my protein intake and things like that. So we will see how that goes. I want to see how much muscle I can put on. My goal, I want to get to, what did I say? I want to get to 100 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. That's my goal. So I've got depending on what day I get on the scale will show I've got between 6 and 8 pounds to add. And that could take a while, right? If you think average growth for a guy in his 50s is somewhere between 1 to 1.5 pounds a month. If I'm really hitting it hard, I want to try to do that or beat it. So we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. Questions. Are you planning on competing in the future? No. That is probably not going to happen. What's up, Michael? What's up, Tracy? Sorry. No, I do not plan on competing. I am living with a competitor, and her competition, I can live vicariously through her. When she does her stuff, we go get dressed up together and have a blast, and I can just look good being with her. I like doing it just for me, mostly because it's fun experimenting and trying things. Because I'm at a place where I'm healthy, I don't have to worry about trying to maintain my health. I can play around and see how far I can take things. And I also like proving points. So probably the number one motivator for the experiments and the things that I do right now are proving that they can be done. I really enjoy taking what the modern thought process about something is and doing the opposite and showing that you can absolutely do it. Dina, how often should we get blood tests? That's up to you. They can get expensive. I think depending on what you're doing, if you're just going steady and you're trying to make general progress in your overall life, any more than 6 months at a time is probably overkill. You could probably get away with just once a year. But if you're doing things and you're making changes and you really want to show and know what your progress is, I've seen people who do it every 3 months, every quarter. So it kind of just depends on what you're doing, how much you want to see that information and what makes the most sense for you financially, because it can get expensive. And if you're looking for something that is cheaper, go to ownyourlabs.com. And Dave Feldman has some stuff set up to get much cheaper labs for the most part. There are some that are kind of expensive still. But in general, for the bundles and the things that he's got set up in there, you can get a good amount of blood work for way cheaper than you would if you got it on your own or even through insurance. What are you trying to hit for protein macros when you boost it up? My protein macros right now, my minimum is 185 grams. And Erica, just so you know, it's not about a percentage, it's about actual quantity of protein. It has nothing to do with my overall calories because I do not track calories. Calories are worthless. They mean absolutely nothing. And they set people on the wrong track because we start thinking about the wrong things. So total protein macros right now is 185. I will probably shoot for a minimum of 250 at some point over the next few months and see how that goes. That will be the plan. 250 plus is probably where I'm going to go, see what kind of changes that makes. I have to figure out if it's going to be protein for a while before I do any of the supplementation. If I want to do the supplementation first, like I got to play around with a bunch of different things because part of it is how fast do I grow muscle, and part of it is also what happens with my testosterone. So I got to play around and see what the actual plan is going to be and how I'm going to do this. Hope that answers your question. Every 6 months, Michelle, cool. Keeping us keto, that's what I was thinking. I got mine done right before the challenge started. Yep. Yeah, quarterly, it could be a bit much, but again, if you're making big changes and you want to see if those changes are actually working to make sure you're doing it, then having that data every quarter can make sense. Again, it depends on, are you in maintenance? Are you trying to make big changes? Where are you at? Where are you going? That kind of thing. All right. Thank you very much, Tracy, for that. Congratulations on the new position. Joe saying Rachel likes the caramel and the regular. Put about a half a pack. Yeah, a whole pack is too much for me of the chocolate element. I can't, the regular chocolate, I like, if I'm doing like a protein shake and it's cold, the regular chocolate goes in there. If I'm doing something hot, I can do like half a pack of the mint and half a pack of the caramel. Otherwise, the saltiness just messes with the coffee taste. I can't have salt in my coffee. Don't like it. Coming off of the Lion diet, the only changes I'm making is this guy, coffee and eggs. Right now, my macros before on the Lion diet, I was basically doing 2 pounds of 88% ground beef every day. That was what I was eating. That is enough fat to make the food enjoyable and satiating and keep my fat macros right where it needs to be. Actually, well below. So my fat macros are about about 145, something like that, 150. And that was keeping me well below that. What I can do now, and this is super cool, I'm going to go to about 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 88%, because I like that amount of fat in the meat. But the fat that gets drained from the meat allows me to then cook my eggs in the fat from the meat without having to add butter or anything else. So I can maintain my fat across the whole, all of it, and eat everything. So I cook about 3/4 of a pound of ground beef, put that on a plate. I cook 6 eggs in that fat, put that on the plate, and then that's what I eat. I do that 2 times a day. So I'm doing about 1.5 pounds of ground beef and 12 eggs every day. That's my macros right now. Whatever that works out to be. I got to pull up my thing because I just put that in the other day and I forgot what it was. That puts me close to that 250 grams of protein, and it keeps me under my, it's about 200 grams of protein, not quite 250 yet. And I think it's about 147 grams of fat. So that is perfect. It's like just under 2,200 total calories if you're counting calories, but again, it doesn't really make a difference. So that's what's going on, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Any other fitness, nutrition, mindset questions? You see the book behind me. You can go get the book on Amazon. It is, I don't know. I think it's so cool. Cooking the eggs and the beef fat. Yes, Chris, oh my God. Cooking eggs and beef fat is like the best thing. Oh, and if you haven't already, I need to get an affiliate with them because I don't know if they do it or not, but go get some Slap Ya Mama seasoning and put it on everything. Right? I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, Dr. Hampton, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Podcast interview on YouTube. Hey, sweet. Okay, so Dr. Hampton just messaged me on YouTube. We did an interview. And hold on, Erica, I will get to that question. I have We did an interview with, I did an interview with Dr. Hampton a couple weeks ago, a week ago. He's going to be publishing that today. So if you go to Dr. Tony Hampton on YouTube, and that full video will be out there today. We did like a little 5-minute one that he published a couple of days ago. So both of those will be out there. We had a great time talking. Dr. Hampton and I met in Costa Rica. We're going to be doing some stuff together. Dr. Hampton, I'm going to be messaging you this weekend so we can set some stuff up. And then I have an interview that I did with him for my channel that I am in the process of producing. That should be out in a couple of weeks. So keep that in mind. Dr. Hampton, one of the cool dudes. Let's see. Chris is asking about, Erica is asking about Mark Bell's Steak Shake protein powder. I have seen it. There's a lot of stuff in it. The issue, it's got a little bit of, it's got a little egg, it's got a little beef, it's got a little milk protein stuff. Go for it if you like it. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. It seems to be a bit expensive for a protein powder. But again, these days, most supplements are more expensive than they probably need to be. Let's see, Chris, Flavor God Seasonings. I have not heard of Flavor God Seasonings. I'll have to look that one up. Let's see. Michael's asking about my new position. Yes, Michael, I just started. I'm going to be starting a new job, getting back into the IT scene, working as a program manager for an IT company in my area. So basically, I was just saying that because of that schedule change, my mornings and daytimes are going to be full. So all the stuff that I'll be doing from a content creation, working with clients, doing group calls and all that kind of stuff, all that stuff is going to be shifted to the evening so that, just have everything can fit in the schedule. And I'll be asking, and I have some people coming up as assistant coaches in the system to kind of help moderate the groups and keep people informed, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all that is. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, Erica. So, all right, guys, that's what I got for this morning. Again, these calls in the next couple of weeks, I don't know exactly when yet because I don't have an actual date of when I'm starting. But yeah, maybe next Wednesday will be in the morning. Maybe next Wednesday will be in the evening. I'll let you know. All right. Take it easy, guys. Everybody have a fantastic day. Remember that you are in control of your individual independence and freedom. Fitness is freedom, and freedom is your choice. Take it easy.